What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. I hope you guys are really enjoying this year's YugiTuber Grand Championship, because I know I am. With all the crazy shenanigans that have happened so far, I really can't wait to see what's next. So before the next match starts, I wanted to commemorate this event with something special, and the winner of this tournament is going to be receiving an exclusive YugiTuber Grand Championship game mat. But then I thought to myself, why should I limit this to just the winner? If you guys who love this tournament and love my channel so much want to purchase this map for yourselves, then you guys should have the right to do so. So I'm starting a Kickstarter to gauge interest to see if you guys want to purchase this limited edition game mat. I'm only going to be selling it for a couple weeks while the Grand Championship wraps up. And this is good because not only are you guys going to have the opportunity to own this mat, but you're going to have the ability to directly support my channel and fund any future projects that I want to move forward with. So all the information is going to be in the Kickstarter link and on the sidebar of the Kickstarter description below. Be sure to check that out, you guys. Thank you so much for all the continued support, and here's the next match. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2017 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have MSTTV himself playing Performapal Pendulum, as it turns out, going up against Blair Hunter from TheCardGuyz, who is playing one of his signature decks, DDD. And with us for this amazing commentary, we have none other than Jamie the Kid 00. Welcome back, Jamie.
What's up, guys? I'm glad to be back. Oh, goodness, look at this hand, though.
Say, what do you think about that opening hand there?
See, I saw cards like the Magical Abductor, and I knew this is a deck after my own heart, and then like the hand actually kind of resolved in my head and went, oh, actually, that's terrible.
Don't you miss good old days of Abductor terraforming?
I genuinely do. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm desperately trying to make something work. There's probably going to be a True King Performapal deck on my channel at some point. Kind of True King Supreme King deck or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be something good to look forward to. So it looks like MSCTV's popping down the Abductor, and Blair might have a response, surprisingly. But it looks like, oh no, I think he just passed turn, as it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of reasonable. I don't think it's worth committing anything else because you just lock your scales.
Yeah. I mean,
Contract
drawing
is the Searcher, right?
Yes, Dark Contract with the Gate is the Searcher once per turn, which is an amazing. Any deck that has a continuous Rhoda, I mean, can't really complain.
It's like Tenki's Wet Dream, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God, let's not even go there. Like Zodiacs need to be any better.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, but good thing they're not in this tournament, so I think a lot of people are happy about that.
Oh, genuinely.
Yeah, so he's adding the Swirl Slime, so we're probably going to see some fusion plays here. MSCTV contemplating throwing down the Max C, but Savant Kepler's going to hit the field instead, which will search him out another card.
Do the slimes form a chain?
They start a chain, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry, yeah, basically, can you respond with Max C to the activation of a slime?
Yes. So, any hand where you open Gate and Kepler is a pretty solid hand because that enables a lot of different 3 and 4 card combos. Going immediately into contract with the Swamp King. It's an interesting.
And that, of course, is basically polymerization once per turn.
It's it's like polymerization or even Miracle Fusion too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, but it's not required to use stuff from the grave. But obviously, MSCTV is going to drop the Max C here because...
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah, because you don't want to let that start going off.
Yeah.
So, this will definitely slow Blair down a little bit here. I'm curious to see what he's going to summon, though. Yeah, because usually people will just use Swamp King just to kind of extend their plays once their materials hit the grave. So, fusing...
So, is that... What's his name now?
Yeah, so Thomas and the Kepler are going to go for the Flame King Genghis. And so now Genghis is online, so anytime he special summons, he can just special summon again, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that gets all the crazy shenanigans started. But it looks like Blair's going in here. So
I mean, he could well have an OTK here, and if he realizes he's playing against a Pendulum deck, it's a pretty reasonable assertion that Pendulum wouldn't be playing a Battle Fader type card.
Absolutely. So we see the Beowulf coming down, and now Genghis is going to trigger, bringing back the Ragnarok. And,
I mean, that's game damage on board, isn't it? Oh, no, it's Ragnarok 22.
22, yeah. So that's 7,200 he has on board. So he still is lacking 800 damage, but I'm thinking if there's a rank 8 he could go into here, that would possibly... I was thinking Flare Metal at first, but that's a rank 7. I'm just thinking if there's any way he can do like if
think.
there's a rank 8 that can like burn for 1,000.
Can you giant killer your own stuff? Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not sure if you can giant grinder your own cards.
Oh, it has to kill an XYZ to burn anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say that would be cheeky if he could pull that off.
Oh yeah.
But if anything, he'll probably make like a Harbinger or something.
Oh yeah, I hope Harbinger's always going to be strong against the Pendulum deck, but nothing is made.
Yeah, nothing is made. I'm actually kind of surprised.
This hand is still kind of awkward.
He has the Odd Eyes Fusion online though, which is really
very true.
Yeah, that's
so
gonna
he has a spin.
It's gonna jumpstart some things here because Blair doesn't have any form of disruption really on the board right now.
I'm trying. This is really awkward. I'm trying to think because Joker can't really search any self-destroying pendulum cards at all. So there's nothing that you can play in the Pendulum Stone that will jump out.
Right. It looks like he's going into the Vortex Dragon here.
Yeah, using the extra deck options, of course.
Of course.
Keeping full advantage.
And so now he's going to use it to... I mean, really, none of these really do anything at this point. So I guess you just get rid of the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Vortex Dragon's now the biggest monster on the board, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, he's in that kind of advantageous position. Adding Pendulum Sorcerer always... I really love that card. I think it's got a beautiful card. I think it's got beautiful card art to it.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So he's going to add the Luster. So, I don't know. Things might be picking up here really quick.
Oh, yeah. The Luster can now clear the Abductor. Search more. The Master Pendulum can then be played to destroy the Luster, and he's got a huge amount of plays now.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, even though he started off rather slow, I mean, this hand just pretty much kickstarted into probably something that he can win this game with.
I'm genuinely surprised he went to the Abductor there. Did he have a higher scale? Oh, he doesn't have a higher scale in hand. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, Pendulum Sorcerer is gonna go
now
off
it gets cleared.
He's going to most likely get his Pot of Greed effect off.
Yeah. I miss that. Like, I don't miss the original incarnation of this deck, but making, like, the dark version of it work and things like that were just such great times.
Oh, you don't miss the Tier 0 incarnation of this deck, Jamie?
No. I actually bought that deck at full price, and a week later it got hit.
Okay, yeah, so you're still scarred from that then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had a friend of mine who was flying over to an American YCS with, I think, like 15 cores of the deck, and the list occurred while he was on the plane, and the rest of our group chat was just going crazy, going, oh my god, he doesn't know. He won't know for, like, at least a few hours. We're like all panicking, like, oh god.
Yeah, because was that YCS Atlanta?
I think so. It was when the emergency ban came in.
Oh my god.
So Majesta made here, so he's going to be able to pull out the Luster Pendulum from the extra deck.
Mm-hmm. And then that means a possible Ignister play then as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is more than likely where he's going to go with this.
I'm absolutely loving this stuff.
Yeah, no, and we were just talking about how in Maximum Crisis, you got that Duelist Alliance card you could possibly give to this deck as well. Kind of just, it's as we were saying. I mean, with all the other stuff coming out, it's kind of not enough, but it's still cool that they're giving some support to.
It's like we got that, and then everything else got Unending Nightmare, and it was nice for 5 minutes.
Oh my god!
Oh, he has the ability to destroy his Ariadne here with the Ignister, so he can get another search if he has enough targets in deck. I don't think he does.
I was going to say, you would need to play 5 traps for that to happen, which is pretty unlikely. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, or as you say, Unending Nightmare, or as Glasgow calls it, Unending Fun.
Oh, I watched that video. I was just like, yeah, I can completely get behind this thinking.
And I believe this is OTK.
Yeah. This is a bit of a weird turnaround, because that hand was dire before.
Yeah. I mean, the Max C really put in the work, though. It gave him the extra draws that he needed. I really don't think Blair was anticipating that big of a swing. So, I mean, that's going to be game 1 to MST TV, or the evil MST TV. You know?
Yeah, is there a story to that?
He's the evil MST TV because he's playing meta against rank 10.
Okay.
And so now everyone hates him, so he's become the villain of the of this long epic tale of the Grand Championship. So everyone wants him to lose at this point.
Oh my goodness. I think I actually did see about everyone kind of scumbag MST TV.
Yeah.
But he's like making all these graphics for free. He's like the nicest guy in the event.
I know, that's like the irony of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. And speaking of MST TV, we can shout him out as always for hooking us up with the intro, the graphics, everything. Give him a sub. His channel's in the description. Make sure you check him out. He's a cool guy, even though he plays meta. Really informative channel as well.
Like, no roast on the previous ones. This is the easily the best put together kind of Grand Championship I've ever seen. I was really sad to have dropped out round one.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to be a part of this.
So we're seeing the sideboard here, because looks like he gave us the clip, but he's going with the Gamma Seals, which is that's a really good option against DDDs because their boss monsters are pretty much the biggest problem. And now that Blair's going to be going first, I mean, if you're staring down like first turn Siegfried, Harbinger, any of that, you're going to want that Gamma Seal like MST just happened to draw in his opening hand.
Yeah, but then there's the clunky terraforming Sky Iris to go with it.
I know. If only there was an Abductor.
Like it's kind of like one half of the play or the other half. He's definitely not seeing all the pieces today.
Yeah. I mean, he had a clunky hand the first game. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but there was a Max C to fix it last time.
That's true. That's very fair. Very fair.
But I'm interested to see how this goes. I like the fact that he sided out of his trap engine because he's almost guaranteed to be going second.
So Blair starting off with Contract with the Gate, which is always a good start. Allows him to tutor for pretty much anything in the deck.
Does he have Kepler again?
I know, if he has Kepler again, we're probably going to see a combo number 7.
How's this going to go?
Let's see. It's going to depend, because if he already has Gate to start off with... Oh, he has to search the Kepler. Okay, so no combo number 7, most likely.
I mean, maybe he has the slime already. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go into it, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different combinations of cards he could already have. So if he needed to search the Kepler and he already has the slimes, then, I mean, he's all set to go. We'll see. Okay, so he's getting Swamp King again.
Okay, yep.
So this is very similar to the first game.
But, I mean, the first game got him a board. It just didn't really get him much stopping power. Oh, there's the slime access.
Yeah, 1-for-1 is going to be pretty good here. No, it's the Lamia access. That's
Lamia, of course. I keep forgetting that's come out now. The card that he discarded off of 1-for-1, does that have any relevance in Grave?
No, that's pretty much just an Armageddon Knight when it hits the field.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of just enables, like, you could get the Lamia and Grave, or just any other card.
Necro Slime and things like that.
Exactly, Necro Slime, anything like that. Anything you might want to resurrect off of, like, Flame King Genghis or something like that. But
that's fair enough.
Yeah, so he's going to sink into the Formula Synchron here and net him a draw.
And
then Lamia can come back. He could resurrect Lamia, but he's probably going to have some other plays first.
Does Lamia set a limitation when it comes out? Like, you can't summon certain things?
Nope.
Nope. Fantastic.
Yeah, Lamia's a pretty good card. I mean, it's pretty much just you can only resurrect it once.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like the only stipulation it has, but it's a really solid card for the archetype.
You can't hate that, can you?
Yeah. So he's going to banish the Lamia and the Copernicus for the Genghis. So Lamia is not going to come back out again, but he still, if he has access to a second one, he can still get it. So Siegfried's coming down.
Explain Siegfried to me.
Yeah, so Siegfried basically can negate any spell or trap for the duration of a turn. So back in the day when this deck was at full power, so to speak, quote, quote, if you had Vanity's Emptiness, you could flip up Vanities and then lock out your opponent, and then during your turn, you could use Siegfried to turn off Vanity's Emptiness. Ooh, anti-spell.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so Blair can hypothetically turn off his own anti-spell during his turn and have access to all of his spell cards.
That's horrific.
Yeah, so Siegfried was really powerful just because, and because it's not like a card of, it's not like using a card, so Vanities is still going to stay on the field, but Gamma Seal's going to come down, so if it wasn't for that, I mean, Blair would have been in really good shape there.
Yeah, there's just a worrying amount of potential for an OTK now that's kind of upsetting me here. Just it's so sad to see that double terraforming and the field spell. You set the Master Pendulum here, right? There's no piercing effects in.
There is actually
DDD.
The Beowulf that we saw last game has piercing capabilities. So
my mistake.
And he has the potential to fuse into it. I don't know if he can fuse into it this moment. Oh no, he can because he has Genghis and Siegfried.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He does have the potential to go into it, and that would do... I don't think he double pierces. I think he's just regular piercing.
He's not quite Orichalc.
No, nothing's Orichalc. But I mean, Anti-Spell's the perfect card that Blair could have had, though. I mean, against any Pendulum deck, that's like the dream. An Imperial Order is legal in this format as well, so
yeah. Oh gosh.
Another card that's a bane of Pendulum players' existence.
I still need to dig my one out. I should really look through my binders.
It's such a powerful... I can't believe they re-released that card. That's absurd to me. So
it really irks me.
Contract with the Gates can add Necro Slime, and so now he's going to probably fuse for a Genghis here, and then he can Necro Slime something out afterwards.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Now when this deck gets going, it's just nutty.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a fusion.
Yep, so there's
the Genghis.
And I think he dumped Ragnarok, and I'm assuming Necro Slime. Yeah.
Yeah. Necro Slime's effect.
Mm-hmm. So now he's going to get another fusion.
Would you see Beowulf?
No, he needs to... Well, actually, he can do Beowulf, because Ragnarok is a DDD. Because Beowulf needs a DDD and a DD monster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and now Genghis resurrects the Siegfried off of the summon, so that's
just... Oh my goodness.
So yeah, things are getting...
Now this is game damage. You may not realize it yet, but...
Yeah. So now Orthros is going to use its Pendulum effect, which is basically like a double tornado. It just pops one card in both players' fields.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
So I guess Blair just maybe trying to hit something like a Mirror Force if he's worried about it. But, I mean, he's got this field pretty much taken care of. That 3k piercing is pretty rough. And Blair is probably going to take game 2 here.
Yeah, just an easy bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Anti-Spell's a good card, I hear.
I hate to bring it up again, but I'm having some Prague flashbacks again. Good old Metal Foe. Getting Zodiac anti-spelled into the floorboards.
It's okay, because now you'll just get Unending Fund into the floorboards at your next event.
Back in go all the Trapstar. Like, I really want to play some more Pendulums before Link format, but I just can't bring myself to.
I know, you have to give it one last run, Jamie.
I'll probably play locals for it, but I don't think there's any way I'm taking it to a WCQ.
Yeah. What are your next events coming up while they're side decking here?
I have 2 regionals this weekend, but of course, given my situation where I can't go to that many, I'm probably going to have to pick one. Then we've got our national championships in the second week of June, and European championships 2 weeks after that.
That's really nice. You just got them like all back to back.
So as soon as I'm back, I've actually got the cards in for this new format. I'll actually be posting again. But while I have nothing to talk about, nothing to put up, there's no real sense in me kind of taking to social media for now.
Yeah, but I imagine Euros is just like our WC here in America, where you just get to see all the people you haven't seen like in so long, and they all just congregate at one place just to have a good time.
It's the best experience as well. Like it's kind of, I don't know if it's the same thing in the US, but there's a certain hotel every year wherever the venue is for nationals and for Euros as well, and if you don't make it into that hotel, like, you have, like, the worst trip ever because there's no one there. But, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will just dominate one hotel. The lobby will be a testing area. It'll be disgusting.
That kind of happens here, but it's for multiple hotels just because ours is so much larger.
Yeah, how many people go to your WCQs? It's normally about 2K, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close to 2. I believe Pittsburgh last year was, like, 2,000, if not more.
Because we come close. I'm pretty sure we get to, like, 1,800.
Oh, do you really?
We have a lot of German players. Like, Germany is enormous, has an enormous player base. So I expect to see a lot of them drive over to the Netherlands. Right, this hand is we've got Draco face off. That's a saving grace, but this hand is still kind of undesirable.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever happens, he gets to summon the Ignister out. And
the Max C. It's a good start.
Yeah, he has access to the Pendulum. Luster Pendulum, regardless. But probably not in the way he'd want to. Right. This is really awkward.
Yeah,
the painful decision is kind of poor. Definitely Luster. Sorry, not Luster. I forget the name of it. Lecter. You definitely want to choose Lecter here.
I was going to say, you haven't seen Lecter in quite some time.
I think it's such a good card. I
do too.
100% had to play it in that format.
Yeah.
Okay, so the painful decision is 100% getting a Master Pendulum here, because I think you want to pop the Lecter, put the Unicorn down, and then summon them. Make something big at least. Probably the Fusion Monster, I forget the name of it. Dynamist Power.
Yeah, Dynamist.
And then just set your hand.
Yeah, because, I mean, granted, with the hand that he has, that's sadly the best play he can do. He does have a Solemn Strike, which Strike is incredibly good against DDD in the
Completely.
in the right instance, as long as it's used at the correct moment.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna see a Master Pendulum played here though.
Wow, he's just deciding to pass. Okay. I mean, maybe he just thinks the strike can get him there, and the Twin Twisters as well, because he can Twin Twister the contract, which is really big.
Very important thing to note here as well is that while he has the Lecter Pendulum in the Pendulum scale, Kepler can't be used.
That's also important as well. So, I mean,
draining Pendulum monsters.
He kind of has Blair's searching capabilities on lock right now, although he doesn't know that. But
I mean, he may well know that. Like, that may be why he's left it there.
Well, no, I mean, like, the Twin Twister. Because I imagine that...
Yeah.
I mean, you could just potentially Twin Twister this right now, and then he's not going to get a search. You're going to minus doing it, but to prevent him from... I mean, it looks like he's going to let him go through with it. But, I mean, preventing him from getting this search here could be huge. But
yeah, well, conversely, allowing this search kind of allows for more potential for misplays. It allows for him to potentially try to go for the Kepler play into the Swamp King play, which he could... Even if the Lecter was outed, he has the Twin Twister for the 2 contracts anyway.
True.
Orthros is going to get grabbed regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering, what does Orthros only have that double cyclone effect?
That's when it's in the pendulum scale, and then I can't remember its on-field effect because it's seldom used. It's mainly just used like for its double cyclone effect.
So the Orthros is played, and the Twin Twister is responded.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, he's kind of just back to square one here.
Yeah.
But that's
admittedly, he has a full scale, but the only thing he's summoning here is a Luster Pendulum.
But again, if Blair's locked out of being able to use the Kepler because of the Lecter, then that could actually, prove really detrimental to what he wants to do here.
Kepler's really one of the cards that holds this whole thing together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Kepler and the Gate are like the two, like, if you're missing, because like you need so many different combo pieces for this deck to fully function, and Gate and Kepler are really the cards that kind of fill in the gaps for what you're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you don't have them, it kind of can give you a hard time.
Makes sense.
Blair really thinking about it here. I mean, he must be in a bit of a quandary here.
He's making use of that rope.
He just passes. Wow.
Oh.
And so, top deck Ariadne.
That's awkward because, I mean, the Ariadne... I mean, he can make an Ignister play if he shuffles his own cards back.
Mm-hmm. But is it worth it just to get the Ignister on the board?
Well, I mean, I was saying about the Ignister because it gives the opportunity to pop the Ariadne as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he's definitely making the Ignister play here, of course, after poking for some damage with the 2 monsters that he summons.
Sure.
Yes, strike them. Would you like to respond?
Thank you, YGO Pro.
Yeah. Or is he going to summon first and lose out on the damage?
I mean, there's not really any fear. I mean, DDD don't exactly play any like hand traps or anything like that, so I guess...
Yeah.
I mean, he's going for the Ignister.
Yeah, I think he's just missed the damage, unfortunately.
Yeah. So he's going to use Ignister's
I might be missing
effect.
a line of play.
Bring out the Master Pendulum.
He could use the Ignister to pop the Ariadne and put the Master back, but that shuts off his Pendulum scale, so it's probably not the best play. I'm probably just being a bit win more.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's in a pretty solid position. I mean, Ignister's threatening enough on the board that it demands an answer, and then he has... Blair still has to play through a strike.
A strike and a skill drain for any of his... So for Ragnarok and Kepler. I don't know if Ragnarok does anything on the board, but if it does, it ain't going to be able to do it.
Yeah, Ragnarok actually has an ignition effect that it can just... you can banish MST's monsters, so that actually could be
pretty nice.
Yeah. So that could be also potentially locking Blair out here as well.
Is it like cost free? Does it just go that's banished now, or?
No, I think you need to. It has a cost of some sort. I think you either. It's like you have to you have to like destroy something on the field, or there's some cost it has. It's not just like free once per turn banish. That'd be absurd.
Oh, the dark hole. It's important to know MST was just drawing attention to his Lecter there. He's fully aware that Lecter is what's keeping him in this game right now.
Lecter's turned out to be MVP here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but dark hole is good. It kind of stabilizes out for Blair. But can he really capitalize on it? That's the problem. Because he seems like really torn right now.
I mean, he has to make a play now, otherwise he's going to get even more locked out by a Dynamis to power, a Dinos to power. Oh, and the Skullcrabat Joker.
That's what everyone wants to see when they play this deck.
Yep. Into the monkey board. Oh, wait. Oh, and the Pendulum Sorcerer is so good here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now he gets the Pendulum out the Sorcerer. Oh, this is going to be
Papa
big.
Master and the Ariadne.
This might be game.
Unless 5150. Depends on what the face down is, but I can't really conceive of it being anything that can stop this.
Unless Blair's going to next level us with a set Fossil Dyna. You never know.
Yeah, this could... Oh.
I think...
I miss Fossil Dyna in like wind up and rabbit format.
Oh,
that was the danger. I'm playing it now. I actually play it in my light ones.
It's a really good card. I mean, it just if you can just have the normal summon freed up, you do everything you need, then just drop Fossil Dyna. It's like come at me.
Make that Amaterasu with your Bujinki Haruko that's now out.
There you go.
And then you summon it from the banish zone. In defense mode already, so it's 100 points safer. Not sure what's really worth going into here.
I mean, I kind of like the Ignister because then you can just remove his monster without fear.
Yeah.
He's going into Emerald, though, interestingly enough.
He's going to make the Ignister again.
Yeah.
Did you suggest going into the Ignister?
Yeah, because...
Ignister's at 1.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah, I forgot about that. God, it's been... But now it's recycled, so now we can.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Now I understand that, Emerald.
Mm-hmm. God, it's been so long. I'm just
wow, I
Ignister's
completely understand. Sorry to zone in on that one. I was like, I know this one.
Yeah.
I know a thing.
The fact that this card was at 3, though.
Oh, don't. I had such a silly format with that card.
A lot of people did.
I thought it was going to be like the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! I ended up with like 5, and I still have them because no one wanted them because it was so cheap.
So now the monster's removed, and I believe that's enough damage on board.
Mm-hmm.
18. Yeah, so looks like the evil MST TV is going to dethrone the runner-up from last year's tournament and proceed on to the top 8. So, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next match.